I mean, this was an interesting one. As Clive has said, you know, I have been here throughout the whole journey with the DLF in Southeast Asia. And yet it was very, very interesting to take a moment and look back at the Asian Futures series throughout 2021 and remind myself of all of the issues that and all of the speakers that we've been hearing from this year. So obviously, in a year in which COVID continued to disrupt business models and accelerate digital transformation, the Asian Futures series grappled with issues for entire organizations, discussed the impact of digital tools that are revolutionizing the way that we work, and of course, always my favorite part of the equation, reflected on a range of themes relating to the importance of ensuring organizations can harness the transformative power of their people. So as digital leaders have navigated the enormous challenges of the great disruption over the last 12 months, they've been challenged to reinvent their organizations, fast forward their transformation efforts, and reorientate towards resilience and sustainable growth. So again, I would say all of those things continue to be on the leadership agenda. So in the face of the disruptive forces that are changing the world of work, we've had to become more adaptable to rapid change and need the people with the flexibility and adaptability to match. In terms of the conversations we've had that are sort of organizational wide, as we moved into 2021, we began the year discussing enterprise agility and how leaders go beyond simply adopting agile practices to embedding agility deep into their organizations, of course, a much greater challenge. Hearing insights from IBM and Pearson on how to move agile transformations from theory into practice. In May, we returned actually to that theme of agility, but this time with a focus on how it can build organizational resilience. And I think, you know, resilience has been a real watchword, hasn't it, of the last 18 months. We heard how agile organizations in Asia have actually stood out among the rest of the world and proved themselves to be, really ever more resilient. In an excellent session, we heard from speakers from Standard Chartered and Boston Consulting Group on the steps that can be taken immediately by senior leaders to put their agile transformation strategies into practice, what makes a successful agile transformation strategy, and importantly, the pitfalls to avoid. In June, we turned to how collaboration can accelerate innovation using strategic partnerships. Speakers from Spotify and Roche shared their thinking on how to build an innovation strategy and culture and the role that collaboration can play in transforming value propositions, and in a way, how you can use partnerships of various types to kind of quickly bring in new business lines, new expertise, or innovation labs, those kinds of partnerships that can really speed innovation in your organization. In October, we considered digital transformation. That's sort of constant theme, really, of so much of what we talked about. But in particular, we were trying to kind of get hold of a very practical set of insights around, well, what does that actually mean? How do you do it? It's not just what is it, but how do you do it? And so that was a discussion around how companies in Asia Pacific can leverage technology to ensure their people are fully engaged and empowered to deliver those transformation strategies. Speakers from American Express and Wunderman Thompson outlined those clear practical steps on how to embed digital practices into your organization and shared insights into how a transformation roadmap can empower your workforce by attracting the best digital talent, and highlighted how bringing the benefits of digitization to all employees, inspiring them with a transformation mindset, can deliver transformation in practice. I think importantly there, it's moving away from this notion that you can have, a small transformation team, but that transformation in action is something that has to be running throughout your entire organization. Of course, no series of digital leadership sessions would be complete without a focus on the digital tools that businesses increasingly rely upon. In July, we focused on the data-driven organisation. Speakers from HSBC, RGA and CMS reflected on what it takes to complete a successful analytics transformation, underlining the fundamental importance of data and analytics strategies to drive core business processes. And they shared their experiences of how organizations can improve their strategic decision-making with insights that data and analytics can bring. We took that a step further the following month to consider the ethical implications of AI. Speakers from Pinsent Masons, Merkel and my colleague Daniel Clark from BPP School of Technology discussed the importance of responsible AI as a range of stakeholders demand ever greater accountability. The speakers shared how forming an AI ethics framework that includes transparent data governance and usage policies can serve as a real foundation for effective approaches. In March, we looked at the future of work. Again, I think that's been, a theme that has come up, really repeatedly and throughout all of the conversations that we've been having. What have these changes been? Where are we going? Where are we, in a way, in that journey? So in that session in March, I shared the platform with a great speaker from Oracle. We talked about how COVID had turbocharged the need for a workforce with a deeper understanding of data and digital, and the importance of building the capabilities they need to interact with the technology. In April, we had 2 panels looking at digital leadership with speakers from Dentsu International, Till Payments and FIS, considering what true digital leadership looks like, and from Google and Crowdo, looking at the road ahead for Asia Pacific's leaders and what might be next on the digital journey. In September, we took a deep dive into digital culture with speakers from Willis Towers Watson and Quantcast sharing their perspectives on why a focus on culture is key to delivering the organizational change needed to unlock growth and innovation in an ever-evolving digital landscape. In a year in which organizations continued to transform at an unprecedented rate, in November, we returned again to that theme of the future of work. In last month, I shared the platform with Nicola Wolney from KPMG to outline the importance of taking an organizational capability approach to ensure that businesses have not only the technical skills, but the people skills they need right across their organizations. Nicola shared her own very interesting work on capability building, with a particular focus on how KPMG is working to realign their leadership capabilities to deliver both now and for the future. I hope you will agree that in 2021, the Digital Leadership Forum's Asian Future Series has brought an incredible lineup of speakers to grapple with the key leadership issues that we're all facing as we continue to navigate the uncharted waters of the great disruption. So on behalf of BPP, who support the Asian Futures Series, I'd like to thank our amazing speakers for sharing their insight with us, and of course to Justin and the DLF team for putting on these events. I very much hope that in 2022 you will join us again, and perhaps even, dare we hope, at face-to-face events, so that we can meet in person at last. So I'm now going to hand you over to Justin Hunt, the founder of the DLF, who is going to share more about our plans for 2022. Thanks very much.